I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up doing another reset. The very first day of the reset seemed like the best day, and then they did a hotfix, and after that hotfix, all of a sudden, the game is in its worst state that it's ever been. Now, I personally don't think the game is that bad. I think people in general chat just need to chill out a little bit. Still think the game is great. Perhaps they're just trying new things. Here are my takes. I do know that gear is kind of crazy right now. It's like all over the place. I've been seeing that people don't like the +2 and +3 attribute. Rare gear is way too easy to get. Purple gear barely sells in the trade market. Almost every purple piece that I've had, even if the properties are good, they only go for like 50 to 200 gold. The only things that seem to be selling very well are rings. Rings feel the exact same as they were previous reset. Trading is pretty much dead. There's way less people trading. It became incredibly difficult to flip items. Got a comment from Superior Records. Any plans to flip the pre-patch Oculus boots? They are gonna skyrocket soon. Keep up the good work. The pre-patch Oculus boots. I know nothing about them. I've never even flipped Oculus boots before. I saw that the Legacy Lanterns that had the additional movement speed, they were selling like crazy for super high. I feel like the new vendors kind of killed trading since I can buy +1 all green piece for like 30 gold. Trading slowed down a lot and everything got so much cheaper. I think the merchants should have stayed the way that they were. I think the way the merchants are now destroyed how trading is. Plus, in just simple normal goblin caves, you can find rare and epic items in there anyway. And out of the 7 players in the game who play in the goblin caves, probably 2 to 3 of them have blue and epic gear. So if you can just kill one of them, you get a bunch of loot then. Seeing the response from the community, I would not be surprised if they decided to do another reset. And because I feel this way, I'm just going to spend all my money in the Goblin Merchant and see what happens. So right here we got 5,000 gold. We got some pretty cool gear. I mean, this is not the best arming sword. I mean, arming swords before used to have like 35 damage on them. I can't even find any arming sword that has 35 damage. So they definitely rebalanced the weapons a little bit. We're going to spend 5,000 gold today. We're going to see what we can get. Maybe they improved the Goblin Merchant. Maybe they didn't. I'm going to predict that the Goblin Merchant is the same as it always has been. Greedy bastard. Oh, I'm glad they have a Ring of Courage here, because the last trading video that I did with Goblin Merchant, I got no rings or pendants, so this is a good start. Alright, here we go. We had 5,000 gold, now we have 4,267. Let's see what we got. Okay, nice. So, it's not too bad. That'll probably go for 300 gold, maybe 400 if we're lucky. Terrible. 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 While I wait for this to reset, let's try to sell that ring. Okay, 350. So my prediction was correct. If this guy gives us 350 for it, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like pre-reset this would have sold for like 500-600 gold. So I would have made gold if I just bought the Ring of Courage. I think the best way, if you were to do flipping with the Goblin Merchant, is to only buy rings and pendants. Pendants are a little slower. Pendants are harder to sell. Even really good pendants are very, very difficult to sell for a high price. For some reason, rings sell like crazy. So if you're going to flip with the Goblin Merchant, I would say take gambles on only rings. Sometimes pendants if you're feeling it. I bought that Ring of Courage for 100 gold, and we sold it for 350 gold. We only gamble in video games, guys. Only video games. Sometimes sports. We have another ring spawn in here for the second round. This is amazing. I did not expect this. 4,635 gold. We had 4,200 gold, but then we sold the ring. So here we go. Here we go, guys. Terrible. 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 Trash. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm gonna hold on to that ring. Probably end up using this later. Did they always have this? Did they always have it looking like that? Purple arming swords had this, like, cool purple grip. This is round 3, guys. Not the greatest items. I wish we could have gotten some more rings and maybe perhaps some pendants. If we ended up getting, like, a pretty good spear or, like, a pretty good sword, I think that would make up for it. Here we go. Lord have mercy. Terrible. 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 Decent. Not bad. Terrible. Terrible. We'll try to sell that. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, this guy's selling his for 50 gold. Mine's not gonna go for 150, man. It's probably not even going to sell for 50 gold. Like this guy, he's selling his for 100 gold, plus 2 weapon damage, 1.2% max health for 100 gold. He didn't even sell it yet. That's crazy. I'm just going to give away this stuff. I don't think this guy speaks English. He doesn't want it for free. Epic Beam says, I love how they are slowly getting rid of the trade market need. I hate spending time there, honestly. It's interesting. There are so many players who prefer the trade market, and there's also many players who don't even want it at all. It's a great mix. I'm one of the players that love it. I love trading. I love flipping. I think it's a lot of fun. But there are a handful of players who don't have time for it. So I think trading in this game is very time consuming, and I do think that the patch update with the merchants and how everything is going, how there's a bunch of weapons for pretty cheap. I think this helps out the people who don't have as much time to play the game. The really hardcore gamers don't want trading at all. They would prefer like a vanilla version of the game, like vanilla WoW, like how hardcore that game was. And then there are also like players who are in the middle who kind of like have time to play the game like 2 to 4 hours a day and don't mind trading. There's a huge mix. I definitely think this reset for sure tailored it towards the people who don't have as much time to play the game. As a business, I think they're just trying to figure out how to balance this out. They're just trying to make everybody happy. They're trying to see what works. They're trying to see what doesn't work. And for the most part, they apply the feedback. If I get a really good leather cap, that would be sick because I use leather caps all the time. A really good fouling axe would probably sell for a good amount as well. So round 4, unless we get some sort of like legendary item, my prediction is this round is going to be absolutely terrible. Here we go. Terrible. 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 2 additional movement speed, health bonus. Well, in the current market, and in the market before, these helms don't really sell for that much anyway. We'll see what we can do. Terrible. 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 Sincerely terrible. Overwhelmingly terrible. Yeah, like, look, this guy's 1 attribute, physical damage reduction, 50 Gs before scrap. Barely selling. They gotta change the value of the items. Epic items can't even go for 50 gold, man. They definitely have to make an improvement here. I'm gonna predict again that we're gonna get nothing special here. Maybe a good leather cap. Let's see how it goes. Not bad. Physical damage bonus. Always terrible. 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 Sickeningly terrible. Absolutely terrible. That's pretty decent. That's not bad. Horrible. Atrocious. Pretty decent. 58 damage, 1 movement speed, true physical damage. Very good. This is not selling for 50. There's no way. See this guy? No way these guys are going to sell. 2 attributes, 3 strength, armor penetration. Let's see if that has sold already. And it has not. Yeah. Trading is terrible. It's absolutely terrible right now. Something like this doesn't even sell. That's crazy. Only clarity. I don't get these people who type in all caps, man. Wait, he's gonna trade me this for the potions of clarity? What was that, dude? Alright, maybe we could sell both of these, 100 all. Alright. I mean, that was an interesting flip. 2 potions of clarity. For that epic halberd, we sold it for 100 gold. I don't know. Right here, we have some leggings, heavy leather leggings. These are pretty popular. So we'll see how this goes right here. Here we go, guys. Terrible. 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 Kind of terrible. Stupid. Terrible. Goblin Merchant needs a buff. It's raining where I'm at right now. I ended up going outside. My 81-year-old neighbor Bill was having a beer in his garage. Went over there. We had a couple Coors Lights. It was a lot of fun. Good old Saturday. Nice and rainy day. Very cozy day for video games. Good old Bill, 81 years old. He's climbing, man. He's climbing. Always good to share a brew or a coffee with a neighbor. Now we are back, hydrated and refreshed. And let's go on in and check. So this is very good. It depends. Sometimes you can get really good rolls on Rings of Survival. It really depends. Here we go. Terrible. Terrible. Physical damage reduction, magical damage bonus, one additional physical damage. This is very good. I would say this could probably sell. I mean, if it was the old patch, 400 gold. I'm assuming this would go anywhere between 1 to 200 gold. Very decent. 4 weapon damage. That's pretty good. This probably only go for 50 gold now. Decent for me. I would use this. I would absolutely use that. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Horrible. 45 damage, 43 damage. Come on, man. Very terrible. Okay, we're going to go 150. Got one for 150. Okay, this guy's paying me 250. I guess he didn't see my recent posting. Very good. 250 gold for that. Okay, cool. I mean, something like that, man, honestly, it would have gone for 400, 500, maybe even 600 gold back in the day. Now, this ring is not even going to sell, so we're just going to hold on to it. All right, here we go again. 795 gold. We're very close. This is very cool. We got a pendant right here. Badger pendant, not the best. I wish we could have gotten like an ox pendant. Ox pendants usually sell the best. Depends on what kind of attributes are here. Depends on what kind of properties. We'll see. Here we go. Terrible. 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 Sincerely terrible. No, that's not bad. This is 1 agility plus 1 movement speed. I'll keep that. That is not too bad as well. 1 additional physical damage. Not the best, but still. In this market, it's probably only going to go 50 gold. Terrible. Severely terrible. Immensely terrible. Kind of decent. Not bad. Still, in this market, 50 gold. You advertise something with 1 additional physical damage. Doesn't even sell for 50 gold. What does that tell you? It's not going to sell at all. What about this? Trade market's just not the same, man. It's not the same at all. None of this stuff sells. This double axe doesn't even sell for 50 gold. 2.6% max health. 2% max penetration. Rare item. Iron Mace. Rare items and epic items should be selling for a lot. I think the way that it is now, the items are very devalued. I think what Iron Mace needs to do is revalue the items. Blue and purple items are too common nowadays. I don't even know what's worth what. Definitely make the items worth what they are. The trade market's completely dead. I don't trade things anymore. Recently, I'm just finding that I just go in and buy very simple stuff, just like an arming sword like this would sell for 50 to 100 gold. Make something like this more valued that goes for 3 to 400 gold. Right? It kind of just feels a little too easy to gear up now. I think they need to make the game a little more challenging. It's just way too easy to get good items nowadays. The game doesn't feel balanced right now, and I really hope that in the next coming patches, they rebalance it and everything feels a little better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a good time in the new patch. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll for sure see you in the next one. See ya.